Picture this. A man stands at the edge of a snow-covered mountain pass, breathing hard in the freezing air. Behind him, thousands of soldiers wait in silence. Elephants shift nervously on the narrow path. One wrong step, and they all die. This isn't just any mountain. This is the Alps. And the man leading them? His name will haunt Rome for centuries. His name is Hannibal. North Africa, 247 BCE. A boy is born into a world at war. His father, Hannibal Barca, is one of Carthage's greatest generals. But Carthage has just lost to Rome. The humiliation burns deep. Years later, in Spain, the boy, now 9 years old, stands before his father in a temple. Smoke rises from the altar. The air smells of incense and blood. Hamilcar looks down at his son and says, "Place your hand on the altar." The boy obeys. "Now swear. Swear that you will never be a friend to Rome." The boy's voice is steady. "I swear." That oath will shape the rest of his life. Fast forward. Hannibal is now 26 years old. It's 221 BCE. He's in Spain, standing among soldiers twice his age. The previous commander has just been assassinated. Chaos, uncertainty, everyone's watching. Then the army does something unexpected. They shout his name. Hannibal! 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 He doesn't ask for it. But they want him. They choose him. He looks across the faces of these hardened warriors. Men from Africa, Spain, Gaul. Different languages, different gods. But they believe in him. He nods. He accepts. And Carthage, back home, has no choice but to agree. It's 219 BCE. The city of Saguntum, south of the Ebro River. Hannibal's army surrounds it. For 8 months they pound the walls. Inside, people are starving. Outside, Hannibal is wounded, but he doesn't leave. When the city finally falls, Rome is furious. Messengers arrive in Carthage. "Hand over Hannibal," they demand. Silence. Then Carthage refuses. War is declared. But here's the thing, everyone expects Hannibal to wait, to defend, to play it safe. He does the opposite. Winter, 219 BCE. Cartagena, Spain. Hannibal stands in front of a map. His officers watch him. One of them asks, "You're really going to invade Italy?" Hannibal doesn't look up. "Yes, but the Alps. I know." He traces the route with his finger. Mountains, rivers, hostile tribes. It's madness. But in his mind, one thought keeps repeating. Rome won't expect it. And that's exactly why it will work. Spring, 218 BCE. Southern Gaul. Hannibal's army reaches the Rhone River. 90,000 men, 12,000 horses, 37 elephants. The river is wide and fast. On the other side, hostile Gauls are waiting. Hannibal sends a group upstream in secret. They cross at night. Then at dawn, they attack the Gauls from behind. Chaos erupts. While the enemy is distracted, Hannibal's main force crosses. Soldiers on rafts, horses swimming, elephants, massive, terrified, floated across on platforms covered with dirt to fool them into thinking it's solid ground. It works. But this is just the beginning. Weeks later, somewhere in the Alps, the path is barely wide enough for one man. On one side, a sheer cliff. On the other, a drop into nothing. Snow is falling. The air is thin. Men are gasping for breath. Suddenly, rocks, huge boulders come crashing down from above. Screams. Horses lose their footing and plunge off the edge. The line breaks into chaos. Hannibal spins around. His eyes scan the cliffs. Tribesmen. Ambush. He shouts orders, but his voice is swallowed by the wind. That night, he camps on a bare rock overlooking a narrow gorge. He knows his guides might betray him. He trusts no one. He closes his eyes, but sleep won't come. How many have I lost? How many more will I lose? He doesn't know. But he knows this. Turning back is not an option. Finally, 15 days after entering the mountains, they reach the summit. Hannibal stands there, looking down at Italy, spread out below like a promise. Behind him, what's left of his army. 25,000 infantry, 6,000 cavalry, a few ragged elephants. He's lost more than half his men. But he's done it. He's in Italy. August, 216 BCE. A dusty plain near the town of Kenny. Hannibal's army faces the largest force Rome has ever assembled. 80,000 Romans, 16 legions. The Romans are confident. They have the numbers. They have the strength. But Hannibal has something else. Plan. He arranges his troops in a crescent. Weak in the center. Strong on the flanks. The Romans charge. Hannibal's center bends. Almost breaks. The Romans push deeper, thinking they're winning. But it's a trap. Hannibal's flanks close in like jaws. His cavalry sweeps around and cuts off the retreat. The Romans are surrounded. What happens next is slaughter. 70,000 Romans dead. The battlefield is a nightmare of bodies and blood. Back in Rome, almost every family loses someone. Senators, fathers, sons. 4 years afterward, Roman mothers will scare their children into bed with one name, Hannibal. But Hannibal doesn't march on Rome. Maybe his army is too tired. Maybe the walls are too strong. Maybe he's waiting for Roman allies to switch sides. Whatever the reason, he hesitates. And Rome? Rome doesn't break. It adapts. It learns. The Romans avoid battle. They recapture cities one by one. They cut off supplies. They wait. Hannibal is slowly suffocating. Years pass. His allies abandon him. Reinforcements never come. In 207 BCE, his brother Hasdrubal crosses the Alps to help him. But he's killed before they can meet. A Roman messenger rides into Hannibal's camp and tosses something at his feet. It's a head. Hasdrubal's head. Hannibal stares at it for a long moment. Then he whispers, "There lies the fate of Carthage." 203 BCE. Hannibal is recalled to North Africa. Carthage itself is under attack. He meets the Roman general Scipio, the son of the man he once defeated at a place called Zama. This time Hannibal loses, not because he's a worse general, but because Scipio learned from him. 20,000 of Hannibal's men are killed. The war is over. Carthage surrenders. But even in defeat, Hannibal doesn't stop. He becomes a political reformer. He fights corruption. He challenges the powerful. And Rome? Rome still fears him. They demand his surrender. So Hannibal runs. From city to city. Court to court. Always one step ahead. Finally, around 183 BCE, in a small fortress near modern-day Turkey, Roman agents close in. Hannibal is old now. Tired. He sends a servant to check the exits. The servant returns. They're all blocked. Hannibal nods slowly. He reaches for a vial of poison. He's carried it for years, just in case. He drinks. And with his last breath, he makes sure of one thing. Rome will never have the satisfaction of parading him through their streets in chains. Hannibal was never captured. He was never truly defeated in spirit. He swore an oath as a boy, and he kept it until the day he died. History remembers him not just as a general, but as the man who made Rome tremble, the man who crossed the impossible, the man who refused to bow. His name was Hannibal, and once you hear his story, you never forget it.